when Irena moved her hand like that, my brain received a pulse. So when she went dook, 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 my brain dook, 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 3 electrical pulses. So, and then back the other way. What we did therefore was communicate telegraphically nervous system to nervous system. And I can see where this is heading now, not just nervous system implants to communicate like that, but brain implants, so we can do the same sort of thing directly from brain to brain. And that's where partly my research is heading here. With Amjad, we're looking at brain implants of the same sort of type we're looking at there to help people with disabilities control technology, but also to communicate in a whole new way, to help locked-in patients to some extent, but then to open up a new form of communication for all of us. So, just to conclude, I started off with words from that eminent American politician, Arnold Schwarzenegger, and I would like to end, if I can, with some words from him, and that is, I have personally been a cyborg in the past. As far as being a cyborg is concerned in the future, I'll be back. Thank you.
Very couple quick questions from the floor.
Yo.
What's the likelihood of this ever turning into something evil Orwellianistic vision of the future, 1984?
You nasty person, you. I think with the 1984, if we take even the first implants used for tracking and monitoring, which you could say that you know where there's a positive side and there's a negative. Even now with credit cards, people know what you purchased, when you purchased it, can look at your habits and so on, and the shop can even predict what you're going to buy before you go into the shop. You don't even know yourself what you're going to buy, but the computer knows what you're going to buy from past experience. So with some of it, it's the sort of thing that we go ahead with. We want it because it provides us with other opportunities. And certainly there, the tracking and monitoring things, we want to make sure this person's safe or secure, but at the same time then it means that person can be monitored and located. With these things, if you're linking your brain into the internet, it does give you enhanced opportunities. You maybe have memory here, memory there, but it does start to mean people can maybe figure out what you're thinking. So it's a different philosophy. Positives and negatives, the whole lot, I think. There are dangers, yes. Yes. As opposed to the individuals that we are. I think to an extent, I mean this is sort of the Borg in Star Trek, in a little, sort of along those lines. I still think if you've got your own brain, your own biological entity, even if you've got a number of chips linking into a network, your brain then effectively is partly the network, is a collective brain, but it's still partly you as this biological entity. However, it will change your sense of self. I think if we go back to Western philosophy, Descartes, I think, therefore I am. I know that's paraphrasing, but there's a big question on the I. This is this self-contained entity, whereas now it's not an I, it's a we. It's you and this linked, brain that is partly shared with other people. So I think it will change your sense of ethics, your sense of morality. Maybe you will feel more towards the collective. If your brain is linked into the network, my brain is linked into the network, everybody's here, let's say all our brain, we would value the collective, I think, much more than maybe those guys outside, because they're not part of the network. They don't have the same values as we do. So I think it will change very, very much our sense of self. It will be more of a collective self, which could actually be a lot closer, a lot more communal. But how we would regard other, I think that was the point in that video. the humans as some subspecies. It was to raise that issue that how would people with implants raise those without implants if it's enhancing your abilities. So it's a very good point.
Very much more time for questions, but just thank you for Sir Kevin